Yo,
What's up, Evan?
how's it going, man?
Good,
Looks like you
good.
got some sunlight.
Let's see. Our outdoors looks a little bit different than one another right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, dude, it's been raining here for days too.
Oh, really? It
Yeah,
was like that for a couple of days, though. Honestly, for the majority of the 5 days, it was mostly cloudy, and then
well,
the sun would pop out. But this last 2 days, it's been super nice.
it
Soaking it
always
up
makes
hard.
it. Yeah, dude, you got yourself a nice tan out there too.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I need to get back out there, get tanning once it's a little more sunny. It's been it's been pretty gray the past couple weeks, but I try
Uh,
to get outside every morning. When I don't get that nice sunlight, it just doesn't hit the same.
that takes longer for sure for your brain to do the same response. I know you know that because we've watched the same Andrew Huberman episodes.
Yeah, exactly. And just feeling like direct sunlight on the face, the body, and the third eye, it just hits.
Yeah, bro. You made your first post. You broke the first barrier that most people procrastinate and say, I'll do it tomorrow for weeks and months and then give up. So you broke your first major barrier to entry, which is starting. So that's awesome. Next, we just got to uh, continue that momentum and get really clear about your product and start hosting weekly group sessions so that you have the people that in real time.
Creating a free product at first, or just hosting the free session before I even have a product. Like just trying to build a community first.
Yeah, those are two things you can do simultaneously. It's really not that hard to make a product because your product is mostly intangible. At this point
Mm-hmm.
in my business, the product is tangible because you have all the course portals. You don't need to worry about all that at first. And I can help you do that, but don't let that be your first thing. All you need is to send DMs to people, get them on phone calls, and if they're going through something that's like difficult that you know that you can help them bring them through the change of the transformation, that's the only thing that matters. People oftentimes complicate their lives by, oh, I need to have all the best funnels and I need to have the best websites and the most organized course with the pop-ups, ding bop, and the boop boops and the sounds and everything. And that ends up like distracting from them just like doing the immediate thing that can start impacting the world, making money, which would just be posting and hosting, making offers when we're posting and hosting. So, yes, we're going to make your offer. It doesn't need to be so extravagantly organized to where you have the course portals pre-made before you can sell something. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I feel like that's such a easy excuse to get caught up on. I can
Yeah.
see myself getting caught up in that and like being like, oh, well, I gotta have all this stuff before I can get going with my first client or something like.
Right. Yeah.
It's like tough. Those mental barriers to create for yourself with your workflow, but like you seem to just have it where it's really that connection. Like you just make those connections with people and figure out how to get that to a sale, and it doesn't have to be so complicated. And I'm trying to get to that level where you really connect with people and lead into a sale. It's not just about the visual stuff, that is the intangible thing, like you said.
Because you are the product.
Yeah.
Getting on calls, whether they're group or one-on-one, is the most valuable thing because you're going to be
Hmm.
guiding the people through the transformation. So that's why first, it's really important that we're going to create some frameworks for Evan so he understands exactly what processes he bringing people through so that they can have a transformation. And
Mm.
then we're going to create the offer around it. So the
Hmm.
offer typically a 2 to 3 tier bundle of things. These things can include everything from, let's just say that most high ticket offer comes with two one-on-one sessions per week for 3 months, access to the exclusive Q&A group call, printing your future by just assuming that things like that are going to happen and then you make them happen. So then that could be the most expensive offer. And as that goes on, recordings of all of the videos that we have done together, you get private access to all of the videos. The weekly group calls are being posted, and any of like our more private like course things, you'll be the first person to get. So that could be like your most expensive offer. And then the medium offer Could be something like you get a one-on-one session with me, and I'm just going to start planting this in your head immediately so you understand.
Okay.
So you'll not just say private session with me, you're going to want to finish that sentence to make it hit home the best. One private session with me per week for 3 months so that we can remove whatever their issue is. And then so that we
Mm.
can help guide you through the overwhelm, lack of fulfillment in the family to being in a place where you can feel more connected to your wife, your kids, and whatever else is going on with them. So you just always bring it back to the result because people aren't buying one-on-one sessions or therapy sessions with us. They're buying a direct transformation that they want to know tangibly, like, okay, I'm going to be able to get rid of my lack of fulfillment with my life and be able to get into a place where I'm experiencing connection again. Any questions about all that?
That makes a lot of sense, everything you're saying so far. So I
Great.
think I'm good to keep going.
Okay, great. So I know you could get all of these done within the next 7 days. So the main goal is that in the next 7 days, we're going to create the framework for your business of what you're selling, like the what's the product process. For me, with the breath work, and you're more than welcome to learn the breath work and facilitate this product as well and talk about it the same way that I do. Non-boundaries breathing, which is the tapping, shaking, breathing, squeezing, screaming, withholding, and dissolving, or the three parts of the business training, which is first to embody the practice, second to learn to facilitate and share the practice, which that's where you're at right now, in that process. You already embody it. Now you're learning to share it. That's not only the breath work, but your practice as well, putting your practices together. And third is to create a successful business out of it. So that's like my three tiers. So we're going to make your frameworks. So it could be something like the attunement process. Let me ask you, what would the very first thing that your customers need to do to begin to attune themselves in your perspective? And you don't need to have this all figured out right now. You can go back and write this down and think about it. I think that if you go and take some time and write this down, your primary goal is to make a 3 to 10 part, maybe 3 to 5 or 8 part sequence that is step by step, exactly in chronological order, what the people need to go through to experience the transformation that you know that you're capable of giving them. And then oftentimes that transformation is actually the exact same thing that you had to go through yourself to overcome your bullshit.
Mm.
So think back at your history and what helped you. For me, I got clean off drugs and alcohol, and I learned yoga, meditation, and started exercising. I adopted a vegetarian diet, eating clean and fasting. That was like my like sequence. If I was gonna bring like someone who I just met from the street, who's unhappy, unfulfilled, going through shit in their life, overweight, whatever, like if I needed to bring that person through a transformation, I would think, what exactly did I do to become the person in a good place in life? And then like bring them through that same process and put like nice sounding titles and names, and then that's going to be
Yeah,
the
yeah.
process or the Evan process, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I really like Attune. I like just tying all that in with the brand, and that's why I was really focusing on that word. I feel like that could be really helpful in branding of the whole process. I definitely need to think through it a decent amount, but I just thinking of stuff when you asked me to think of the most important thing. So I guess I'll just say it. It is the breath, like that conscious awareness. So I think it's the breath, but it's really like the awareness that the breath provides, and that awareness of going back to just the I am awareness without any attachments or applications to it, just coming back to that complete awareness of being and connecting with source first before anything else. And that helps cleanse and tune to the right frequency to start, and then you can in sequence start to do more and add on to it. But it's really about clearing all of these things that are like weighing you down mentally first, and like those negative energies you keep stored in your body, and helping clear that first, and then probably like diet, and that can be like food as well as what you consume, media. Morning routine is obviously like huge, and then how that routine goes throughout, but like setting it in the morning and then doing the right things to keep your energy right throughout the day. Yeah, so I'll have to work that out a little more,
Right.
but
It's in depth, and you'll make a fun, jingly process of exactly what that process is like. So it's good that you have that first baseline understanding of what you're doing. But this is the type of thing that's going to take a lot of love. And it's great that you use ChatGPT as well. So you'll be able to use that. And I think one of these days upcoming, you and I should just do a full session on effective prompting. If you don't mind, like, since you're so up to speed with everything and good at like an active listener, you're just good at this. If I could use these videos, okay, cool, because this is a good building thing here. So then
sure.
after that, we have a general idea of what to do with that, and then I'll go back and look at it. You already have the general idea of who you're trying to help, etc., and those documents. That's all really good, and that's going to forever evolve. Don't think that's your final form. You might end up evolving. You don't want to have it evolve too much where you're building momentum in one thing and then you completely change who you're talking to, because then that just
Mm,
kills all of your positive momentum. But if your messaging slightly changes throughout time, that's okay. So now you have the attunement process, step one, and then step two is the 2 to 3 tier irresistible offer.
okay.
Perfect. Have you went through or read Alex Hermosi's or seen his course? That's a free course on the $100 million offers course.
I checked it out because you linked it in the onboarding document. I haven't gone through it too much yet. I definitely have
Cool.
looked through it. I didn't read it all like I did with Expert Secrets. I've just been listening to Hermosi just like on background, like
Yeah.
subconscious loop, and just like slowly taking stuff in, but not doing like focused work. Usually, if I was going to listen to the $100 million offer, I'd want to really focus on it.
Yeah. And they have the video form with visuals and stuff, which is pretty cool on his website. So
Oh,
that,
okay.
yeah, so that is on the acquisition.com. It's in the document there. And that would be one of your next steps is to start reading into that. Now you understand the finding your voice part, and you'll go back to that book numerous times. Expert Secrets. There's no way you're not gonna. If you're anything like me, you're gonna go back to that a number of times and reread it and
Yeah.
keep getting up the keys because it's just so dense and so potent and powerful that it's just you can't receive all of that gems. It's like our brains couldn't. He took
Yeah.
everything he's ever like all the primary things that's been useful in his whole life of
Hmm.
sales and marketing and then condensed it into like really specific things. It's too fucking good. So same with
Yeah.
$100 million offers. And
Okay.
actually at this point, I feel like I haven't even needed to listen to it recently because the offers have been good. But it's probably the limiting belief. I probably could go and listen to it again. So that's what you're gonna do is you're gonna create a 3 tier offer or 2 tier offer. It's gonna be your high ticket, mid ticket, and low ticket. Since you are
Okay.
working specifically with people online, but you want to get cash in the door in person, which you could get as soon as tomorrow. If you start going out to these events, posting a couple of fuck posting, and you with that method, you technically don't even need posting. You just need to appear as a professional. That's it. So if you're around wealthy people, like I was very blessed in Miami to be around people that either are wealthy or just have a shit ton of money and they love spending it, you have this unfair advantage where if you can show up to places, connect with people on a real heart level, and then when they ask the magical question, hey, what do? You have a very well thought out way of responding to that. And you exchange one another's information, have your social, you text them, you follow up with them like they're your friends. That's one thing, but make sure to draw the line in the sand between friends and business. So if you are intending on, like, you could tell that these people really could use your help and go deeper. If they're maybe middle-aged people who are happy, they're spiritual, but they want to go deeper, or they're unhappy, not spiritual, but they're curious about it and want to go deeper. Like you could close that person on the same fucking day or within a 3 day span because they met you in person, they know you live nearby, they've seen and felt your energy, your face, they know who you are. So then all you need to do is the last things we teach in this training, which is heart-centered sales, and the positioning and the offer you're creating right now. We're going to make you different sets of offers. We're going to have your online offers and your in-person offers. because it is really potent that you have access to in-person wealthy people and have the confidence and know that you'll be able to actually talk to them properly. So if you just make 2 sets of offers, and maybe even write this part down, like 2 sets offers. One is online. It's going to be really 3 offers. The free one, which will be your free community, your main one, which will be some private group coaching calls mixed with some one-on-one. Think of the number that feels good for you, and I would suggest doing something maybe 997 or something gets them access to your private weekly group calls and access to a couple one-on-ones with you. You figure out what that number is for you. So the one-on-one group calls, and don't worry about the rest. You'll add the recorded videos and all that stuff later whenever they exist. Yeah, so that'd be your $1,000, $997 offer. And then your expensive one is just more of everything we just said. More one-on-one sessions. If it's like 5,000, let's just say you want to charge 300 an hour. So 500, or no, 5,000 divided by 300. Yeah, so you could say like 16, if you wanted to charge 300 an hour plus not really have to take any more, your direct moment by moment time used to deliver on that offer, it would be like 5K for 16 sessions, access to the private VIP group community, and all of the recordings, 20% off of your end of year retreat, etc. So that's like general framework. The last thing that I'll say, and this is something that I'm about to start incorporating, you want to do it in a way that feels like ethical and right. The goal is never to give a refund, because if you give somebody a refund and you know your product doesn't suck, like you're basically fucking them because they just didn't commit to your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Yeah.
So you want to position what I'm about to say where they feel like they can get a refund, but your product is so good that there's no way that they're gonna get a refund because they're gonna fulfill whatever the stipulations are. In this instance, like right now, the one that I'm thinking about creating is like, we'll work with you for free forever if you do everything in this list to a T. But of course, the list is going to be extensive, so the odds of somebody actually staying that consistent is probably very, like, it'd be one hell of a challenge to stay that consistent.
And not be successful.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And so for you, it could be like, yeah, if you do your daily attunement process every single day and send a message after with the journaling and whatever else, if you do that, then it's like a money back guarantee or something like that, or like we'll work with
Mm.
you. You have to think of your own version, and I can give you insight as time goes on.
I was actually thinking about that when I was listening to Expert Secrets. He talks about that 30-day guarantee type thing. This is a little different, but he mentioned one thing I was thinking is maybe I do my first 2 one-on-ones for free. If you don't like it, then like maybe that's not the best way to go about it. Either offer the first one-on-one for free, we do a whole call and they can see how they like it. And if they don't like it, it's no worries. We don't have to keep moving forward. If they do really like it, then we can go forward from there. Since I'm pretty new, I feel like that might be a good way to do it. Like just
Yeah.
offer the first one-on-one for free or first week free. If you don't like it, cancel. No, like it's no worries.
Or even before you get a commitment out of them, do a one-on-one session to make sure this is the best move, because this is like some intricate kind of like processes of systems that you think through and make sure that it's the right way. You can split test it even, but if you let them do a free session and then let them know, don't even sell them anything up front, but just let them know that here's this free session. You make sure you blow their mind on the free session. Um,
Mhm.
and then you ask for the sale. That's something that I've done quite a bit as well, as like work with somebody for free up front on the first session. And that's like what the free community is. But you would only do that for people either A, that really need help and you want to help them, or B, people that you know can afford what you're selling.
I see what you mean. Yeah, and I feel like with our call, even like our sales call, we're very, they talk about this in the book too, how you want to hear about their problems first. It's good for two reasons. You get to understand what their problems are so you can actually help them, and it helps with your sale. But it also makes the other person feel heard and appreciated and valued. And that's like such a big thing. And if the other if like like you, I could tell genuinely cared and wanted me to be successful. When you are like holding space, when someone holds space for you, and then you can feel like a genuine feeling like they care, like you've said a million times, it's like such an effective way to go about it, especially before having any talk of price or anything. Just having that care and value first, the sale comes in.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
think super effective. I know Skylar mentioned he's been having success with his groups. His
Mhm.
is more music focused, right?
No, breath
I'm
work
not
focused.
okay, so he is breathwork doing
Yeah.
like a similar thing. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He does the beyond boundaries breathing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. So that's what he's all about.
I mean, that in itself, just doing that would be like helpful and potent.
Yeah.
So
No,
I
it
think,
is.
yeah, I gotta get that nailed down and really find my voice and like how I can guide people, because I think that's such a powerful thing and it's so valuable. If you can really bring someone through an experience just with your voice and what you're saying, that's such a valuable, potent tool. I need to get that skill down.
The only way to get the skill down is through practice. Starting those groups is the best way to do that, in my opinion. If you start doing the groups, give people the transformation and then give them glimpses into breath work. Your breath is your breath. So it's not like my breath is the best breath. It's a great sequence of breath. Your own breath is really the master. So if you guide people through the sequence of breath and they use their own breath, their own master, their own guidance to help them expand, then it's like there'd be no way on planet Earth that they wouldn't have a really profound experience. That's why I think there's nothing like breaking people in and opening them up through the breath and then bringing any other forms of like mental relational coaching that they may need. What you hear a lot in a lot of these coaching programs, this lady named Brooke Castillo, she makes $20,000 per customer, and she's a badass. Lots of women have bought from her, so much so that she's made actually not last year or not this year, but last year over $100 million. She's been on Russell Brunson's stage. He I think even mentions her in Expert Secrets. Her name is Brooke
Mm.
Castillo. So she has 10 Two Comma Club 10X awards or more. She's a savage. Her thing, there was an issue where a lot of people were getting mad because they bought her thing, but they couldn't really apply it because they're too flustered. So that's why I created the breath coach school. I was creating the breath coach
Mm.
school because I wanted to give them that next framework. She has a framework in the aspect of the thoughts and of the mind, but what people
Mm.
begin to realize is that the thoughts and the mind is really not enough to get what you need. Like you need vibration, you need the energy, you need the somatic release, the subconscious emotional memory in your body to be released for you to be able to even direct your thoughts intentionally in the first place. That's what you're doing is you're giving people that breath work first. Then you're bringing them through a process using their thoughts and awareness and contemplation to figure out where they're at, they need, and where they're not looking, etc.
Mm. Dude, that was like so valuable. There was just like gems packed in that. But like the thing about the thoughts, and you have to bring it back and find those subconscious patterns and where it's being stored in the body and attune first. You can't just override with your mind. Use your willpower to override everything. Maybe I'm just taking a bit of a guess, but it seems like she was thinking more use the mind to like override all these processes rather than like cleanse first and come back with a clear base to be create from, forcing it.
Yeah, like her thing is, it's a good model. It's a great model, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wonderful model. And actually, I even use it. But I could see how women who are dysregulated wouldn't effectively be able to use it. Because it's as simple as this. There's a circumstance. You have thoughts around a circumstance. My boss said that I'm a fuckboy. My thoughts could be, fuck, I hate you, you should die, ah! Or, oh, maybe I am a fuckboy, I suck, my life is trash. So it could, circumstance, boss said I'm a fuckboy. Thoughts, one of those two variations or anything in between. And the thoughts, there is feelings are created. So your thoughts create your feelings, not the circumstance, which is true. This is some real shit. It comes from like mindfulness. The circumstance
Yeah.
isn't creating your feelings. Your thoughts are around
It's
circumstances.
like Buddhism.
Exactly. She makes it into like really simple terminology. So your thoughts create your feelings around the circumstance that you're powerless over. So then those feelings are going to actually create your actions. If you're feeling angry and resentful, you'll take actions based on that. If you're feeling motivated and inspired, you'll take actions based on that. So circumstances, thoughts, feelings, actions, and then results. If you can switch your feelings using your thoughts and emotions around any circumstance, you can skip your actions and results. That's the process. But if you're discombobulated and dysregulated, you won't be able to see any of that. You'll just be like, oh, my thoughts. What are my thoughts? My thoughts are, and they're just like being rapid fire hit in the face with those subconscious thoughts. They don't even know what to think.
There's a step between circumstances and thoughts,
Yeah,
basically.
the breath work is the step between circumstances and thoughts.
That's what you were saying to me. I picked it up and
That's
said,
really good. Remake, because she acknowledges she didn't make that up. You can't make something like that up. Like that's just natural human. Like she made the titles and stuff.
yeah,
Like, it's like naturally occurring. I knew that already too, and Buddhism knew that. That's what Buddhism teaches. Maybe we should make our own version of that, but with breath work in between. I made my own version before. I have the document somewhere, but with breath work in between, that's really good.
mm, yeah, I love that. I feel like that's awesome. It's like it's like good marketing idea, but it's so true at the same time. There's that constant stream of thoughts all the time. I heard someone describe it like a Pac-Man machine, where the Pac-Man guy just keeps going. How do you turn that off? You don't do it by thinking different thoughts. You got to stop the thoughts.
Yeah, right. I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think from everything we talked about so far, I have a really good picture of where we're moving forward with everything and how the structures are going to be
Awesome.
set. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Maybe we can just quickly go through the two client avatars. My biggest question with the whole client avatar thing is that I picked both of them to be male, and I was thinking male, but I don't know how much in my communication I want to aim for people who are just like me, where I would do just experience my experience and like going through what I just went through. And I can help them had a very similar because I was a guy can connect on that sort of level, or if I want to keep it more about breathwork focused and more focused on these systems and less focused on just male. Like
Like
we were
working with
talking,
women and men, personally.
yeah. And like even on the TikTok that I posted, like all my likes are from there are a couple likes from dudes, but like most of the likes are from girls. And I feel like they are more willing to hear some of like more emotional side of things. So I feel like that helps. Not closing off, not trying to just focus on guys and what I'm talking about.
Niche doesn't need to be that niche. It can just be men and women or people.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I guess the avatar is more of just like picture in your head of your ideal, but it's not like you have to make everything based off of that avatar.
What do they fear? What do they care about? All the things that Russell said. Throw rocks at the enemies, have a future-based cause, throw rocks at enemies, and
Yeah,
uh,
there's a circle graphic and it has a seven.
somehow, dude, that's really important. I need to remember that.
Those two things are probably the most important out
What's
of
the
them. Like
cartwheel? The future-based cause, throw rocks. Oh, it's not your fault. That's another one. It's not your fault. maybe like what you tried in the past didn't work, but I'm gonna just quick search it. They don't know what I'm talking about. Epiphany Bridge Framework, or the backstory, the wall, the epiphany, the plan, the conflict, the achievement, the moral of the story.
I listened to it mostly, but I also looked at it online, and there's so many good visuals. It's justify failures,
Right.
allay fears, throw rocks at enemies, confirm suspicions, and encourage dreams.
Can you send me that?
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. It's page 40 on the PDF,
Cool. Okay.
but I'll take a screenshot of this.
Oh yeah, so the book has PDFs, huh?
Honestly, I just found the PDF on Internet Archive because it's easy to access.
Yeah, it's right there
Um,
on Audible too.
oh, okay.
That's gonna make my life way better.
The graphics in this are really helpful.
Yeah, they're so simple and good.
All right. Or just pop that in the chat.
Thanks.
So but yeah, that's so helpful just to keep in mind, like, especially when making content. I think basically we're trying to make it all fall into one of these categories in one way or another.
Right.
All right. I got to get off soon, but one more thing I think we can go over. I wrote down my 5 key concepts to make content about. So I guess we could just go over them quick and get any feedback you think.
Great.
So the first two we talked about before was devotion to body, which is physical, and then devotion to spirit, which is spiritual. Nervous system regulation, so that's like breath work works into all of these, but I think that would be a big part of that one. Healthy diet slash avoiding toxins, and then how to leverage work and human needs, how to unfuck yourself from your 9 to 5 or something like that. But the human needs versus work thing, because I think that's going to be a big part of my coaching. But yeah, those 5. So I think that they're pretty solid.
So say those again one more time, because that didn't feel like 5 to me.
Yeah, I'll read them just as a list so it's easy. Devotion to body, devotion to spirit, nervous system regulation,
Great.
healthy diet, such avoiding toxins, and leveraging work and human needs.
Wonderful.
So I think those 5 cover pretty much everything.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great.
Cool.
Good
And then I
stuff.
have a brainstorm of video ideas. So I'm just going to get rolling on this. Take the idea, think it out a little bit, like yesterday with the hook and where I want to go, and then just try and talk to the camera for like a minute. A minute's kind of a good length. You said yesterday like a 20-second one and then a minute one. But
Yeah, like I think 20-second, if you can do 20 seconds or 30 seconds or less, that's one kind of outreach. And then the other one is
mhm,
over a minute or just under a minute is good too.
okay. Yeah.
And then making
I'd say
those
like
visual graphic ones for your account to grow quicker. If you look at my IG, you'll notice a lot of the things that I post are like 7-second videos. Those oftentimes perform really well, at least like in terms of views. I started
mhm.
posting multiple of those per day now, and I think I hit my biggest month I've ever had, actually across all
Wow.
platforms. I've got over 200,000 views at this point and 100 something new follows.
Damn. So I see what you mean. It's like a B-roll footage, and then you put words on top. It's 7 seconds.
Dang, dude, they're still pumping that one post that I made. It's got 95,000 views now. Yes, this month I did good. I know I'm gonna go viral. I'm just gonna keep up at it like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, we snap, bro.
Hell yeah.
And it's because of these 7-second videos. And
Okay.
you get people to engage in the comments, or you say something controversial.
Mhm.
just go in and take those sounds that I use and make your own version of those types of posts that's relevant to what you're talking about.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. This is like all the rage right now, these like little clips and then we're text on top. And it's easy. I like it. It's nice to consume. It's not like too much and it's quick, but you still get a lot of info from it. Cool.
And then also sprinkling in spoken videos as well, just
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
balance both.
I like that. The attention you get from the short stuff, if you bring them in and they're watching your stuff, then they come the long stuff too and get more of that who you actually are, not just like a video or a picture
Right.
of you.
And you have that YouTube account, right?
Yeah.
You might as well just copy and paste all the reels you make and put them on there too. YouTube is
Mm,
really prioritizing short form content.
okay.
Yeah, this has been like the best month I've ever had on YouTube as well. But what were you about to say?
Yeah, I haven't set up the Evan Attunes YouTube account, but I'm gonna do that too because might as well post the short form on there as well.
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah, so before we go, bro, I like showing the people that I work with one silly brain rot thing before the ends of calls.
Yeah, last night.
So this is a perfect expression of a great hook, and it also rings so true to my childhood, and I've laughed literally for countless hours from watching this stupid first part of this video. Oh, I would listen to it 10 times back to back, just crying of laughter. Maybe it's just because I can relate. I grew up with people like this, but bro, just look at this dude's mannerisms, bro.
About retro decambulation.
What that is?
Retro decambulation?
Yeah.
When you have a spurving lunar wane shaft, prevent side fumble.
Shit, man, I can't. We don't really have that problem right here.
That's funny.
All right. Yeah. No. It's so natural and authentic, bro. It's just in
Yeah.
his own fucking world. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that was the daily brain rot, and
Mm,
I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night.
thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
absolutely. I'm almost here, man. Anything else you need from me before we go?
I think we're good. I got a lot to work on and we got the call tomorrow, so I'll see
Yeah.
you there
Yes,
tomorrow.
well, see you there,
Yeah.
bro.
Let's go. All right, bro.
Good
Catch
night.
you. Have a nice day.
See ya.
See you.
Cheers.